What is up, y'all? It's Ben Jones back for a video. God, that sounds so cheesy when I say it. However, I am shooting another video today and tomorrow. So, trigger / sample replacement. It's a big faux pas within the drum community, within the audio community. There's lots of debates on whether or not you should sample replace your drums. I swing both ways on it. Sometimes I like sampling over drums I record, sometimes I hate sampling over drums I record. It really just kind of depends what the vibe of the session or the vibe of the setting is. So this whole video today is going to be about Trigger. Specifically, I'm going to be looking at Steven's Slate-Trigger from Slate Audio. This plugin is probably the best plugin to sample or replace your drums, but I'm going to take an interesting approach with this whole conversation. So let's go. Okay, so the main setting / application of this I'm going to be using is mainly in the worship setting of things. Specifically, worship drums have kind of this very signature sound. I mean, people like David Whitworth, Ish Melton, Austin Davis have kind of culminated this worship drum sound that now everybody goes for. If you heard the worship drum sound, you would know exactly what I'm talking about, but there's kind of this go-to standard now for worship drum sounds. However, in most houses of worship, in most churches, it's hard to achieve that, like, those sounds in low volume applications. So there's a company called Perks Live. They are a drum sample company out of Texas. They just started up this year actually, and they're already killing it. They have created a collection of drum samples and sounds and loops and SPD samples to be used in modern applications of worship. You can use them in other things. I've used them in other sessions myself, but they're kind of tailored for worship specifically. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is kind of walking through my process when it comes to using Trigger live or using it in a session, and kind of looking into sample replacement. And to do that, I'm going to be going at a pretty far extreme. I think you're going to like this. Okay, so I just walked into my studio. Currently I have my Ludwig Classic Maple set up with all of my Istanbul cymbals and a Vertical Drumco aluminum snare. So, if you notice, these drums right here are big, they're shallow, they're maple shells. They get that kind of loud and gushy and fat sound, which is what most worship drums tend to be for modern songs. So these are actually what I use for like mostly all of my sessions. I use anytime I go on the road for worship gigs, I'm using these drums because they're amazing for worship. They get the sound done incredibly. Every time, never fails. However, since we're looking at drum replacement today, I actually want to use drums that I would never use for worship. So I'm gonna find my smallest drums, my thinnest shells, and we're gonna replace some samples. So, I'm gonna tear down this kit. I'll show you which kit I'm setting up. This is gonna be fun. So doing all this now, I'm quickly realizing what people do for the sake of a video. This is crazy. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to be using my old Pearl Export. I got these when I was in like 6th or 5th grade. I'm now in college. In fact, I'm now a junior in college. So that shows you, I haven't played these in a while. These aren't meant for worship. This is actually called the Fusion Kit. They're gonna need a tune-up for sure. Also, before I finish setting this up, I should show you, look at this hole. So, story behind that, something punctured it. something punctured that front head. Don't know what it was. It was probably in a car somewhere. So since there was a hole in the head already, I was like, I'm just gonna take an X-Acto knife and try to cut a porthole for like a mic. And instead of a porthole, we got a port crater. So, moral of the story, don't try to cut kick ports with X-Acto knives after the head's been damaged. All right. Okay, and just for the sake of extremes, I couldn't tell you the last time the snare was played. In fact, the head says, if you can see that, 2014. There's like pink tape on the bottom. We're gonna use this snare. I know it's gonna sound awful, but we're going for extremes here to show you how effective Trigger is. Okay, so after sitting down and playing them, I kind of miss them. I kind of miss the charm to them and how kind of bad they sound, but also kind of good. I'm actually just gonna leave them tuned as is, no matter how bad they sound, just so you can see the clear difference between before and after of the triggers. So, I'm done setting up. Gotta go do some other stuff today. I'm gonna shoot this video tomorrow for the before and after, and yeah, we're just gonna get it done. All right, so it's the next day. I'm back here in the studio, and what I decided I'm gonna do, so I have the Pearl exports set up for this video. What I decided I'm gonna do, I'm literally just gonna do one pass on this kit, and then in Pro Tools, I'll have it bounce to where it's without trigger and then also where it's with trigger, so you can see the clear comparison between the two. So I'm gonna record this real quick, video and audio, and then I'll take you over to Pro Tools and kind of explain my process with this. Okay, so I literally just spent probably 20 minutes making a whole tutorial video, really. Like you can see here, like screen recording with camera, mic, and Pro Tools. And I spent about 20 minutes making that, thinking I was going to include it in this video. However, since it turned out to be 20 minutes and it's super in-depth and kind of nitpicky, I'm actually just gonna release that whole video separately as kind of like a tutorial in-depth editing video, rather than it being part of this kind of mini vlog, if you understand. So for the rest of this vlog, I'm just gonna show the before and after videos of with trigger and without trigger, just so you can see the clear comparison, because I don't want to run this vlog for 30 minutes. That's ridiculous. So it's gonna cut to the videos now before and after trigger, so you can see how it turned out. And if you're interested, if you liked it, I'm also gonna upload this tutorial video of the whole Pro Tools rundown and the session and how I did what I did. So I hope you like the before and after. I will see y'all in the next video. Lessons up.